Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in today. It's Friday, finally, the weekend is here, and it's going to be a Western Digital Black Friday. It's a 500 gigabyte drive. It's a slim drive, by the way, and I can't recall the last time I worked on one of these, but going back in the day, and I might be wrong on this, I don't have any exact concrete proof behind this statement, but back in the day, when you go to the store and buy a different colored Western Digital hard drive, whether it's green, blue, or black, you would get different quality of hard drives. Nowadays, I see the trend that it's just a color on the label, okay? Because back in the day, like Western Digital Black, for example, you would open it up and it looks like it actually is made out of different components. What used to be plastic parts inside of Western Digital green and blue would be made out of CNC aluminum inside. You don't really see too many faulty PCBs. You don't really see too many issues with modules. You don't see so many bad sector issues happening with Western Digital Black products. But nowadays, recent hard drive that I was working on, Western Digital Black, I opened it up. I actually used parts out of a Western Digital green. And guess what? It worked beautifully. And it was a modern Western Digital drive. So I think the same story is going to apply here today. This is from Toronto. Thanks, my friend, for sending it in. And yeah, this unit, Western Digital Black, I think it's the same parts as Western Digital Blue. I'm just going to plug it in, see what it does, test the firmware, and if everything is good there, then, or if it's making clicking sounds, then I'm gonna do what it takes. So the quickest way to find out whether or not this drive is gonna have any slow response related problems is to have a look at the module number 32, which is a relo list, and if it looks like it's filled up with junk, such as this, and when you're somewhere like in the middle, it comes up with this kind of garbage in there, and then maybe a little bit at the end, then you can be rest assured that the drive is going to perform slowly. So the solution would require pretty much having this thing emptied out and disable a couple of additional features to make it read reliably and prevent further overfilling of this relo list as the imaging moves along. And that's what it looks like after the slow response issue is resolved. As we can see, it's just got nothing but the header and a fully zeroed out body. Now let's see if we can read the drive. This is sector 0. The drive is actually not encrypted. The drive did have a little bit of issues reading at the beginning, but once it reached a certain point, the area is really clean and reads very easily. So both heads are performing pretty much at full potential speed, and I'm expecting to get this image done at some point today. Well, that was not even all that exciting, although very common. So Western Digital drives mainly come in for two reasons. They're either very, very slow or they're clicking. And in a sense, it's great because you can pretty much troubleshoot this thing on the phone. Don't really need to have a look at the drive. In most cases on the phone, estimation will be just as accurate as having it hooked up to your diagnostic equipment. In this situation, the slow response can be resolved very efficiently, and the drive will probably regain its ability to read as long as the data is taken off of the device during the imaging process. I'm happy with it. But since we already started with this Western Digital Slim, I do have another drive that requires head replacement. Let's finish the image on this first and get to the blue one. Let's get this done. This here is our patient. This here is our donor. The donor is tested. It can read on both heads. This unit is making some clicking noises. Can't initialize on its own. So before I open up the donor, I will inspect the condition of heads just to make sure that there's no hidden bladder damage or anything like that potentially may be happening on the surface. original head assembly looks does look beat up, but I wouldn't say it's the end of the road for this drive. So right now the drive is just going through the checking process of all of the critical modules, just to make sure that whatever this drive necessarily needs is accessible and functional. So just got done for the day, and these two cases that I was working on, one is completely done, another one is not doing so well. Head 1 is actually progressing and becoming slower and slower. So I had to disable it altogether and just running the image on head 0. Head 0 reads steady and moves along quite well. Once the head 0 is captured, I'll turn the head 1 back on, and I'll try to force it to read specific parts that the customer would really need to get off this thing. And if that does not show any signs of improvement, we'll have to do additional head swap using another head disk assembly. So thanks for tuning in, and I really hope you enjoyed this week with me. If you're watching these episodes daily, thank you guys for support. I've been hearing nothing but great news, and I'm happy to be with you and show you my journey and what I do day in and day out. So stay tuned for more. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I do data recovery, and currently I'm on track on posting daily videos every single day. I don't know how the weekends are gonna go because I'm not here for the weekend, but I do film sometimes more than once a day, different cases. So I may have to build up like some kind of reserve to post regularly, but I'm not making any excuses up. I'm gonna try to stick to the schedule, one video a day, as long as this can last. We'll see. Thanks guys again. I'll see you tomorrow around the same time.